Purpose though?
You gotta remember how square she is.
I know, but like,
I'm square.
if flipping someone off and you just like transfer it to a different finger, it still means fuck you. Like, it just means fuck you in a different way.
Correct.
Yeah, butt stuff.
So butt stuff.
Oh, that's delicious. Now that I stirred it up.
Butt stuff is delicious. Because you stirred it up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I assume that's how you do it, right?
Speaking of butt stuff, hey everybody, welcome to Thinking Outside the Longbox. I'm Gabe.
I'm two. I'm Doyle.
I'm one. Fuck, I forgot who I was there for a second.
This is Italian style cheese.
Italian, not Italian.
I'm pretty sure it's Italian.
No, Italian.
Speaking of Italians,
Italy.
today we are going to be talking about our pop culture classic.
Is he Italian?
No.
Oh.
Bubba Ho-Tep. Yeah, there's literally nothing Italian about that movie. Well, I mean, maybe Elvis was Italian, we just don't know, but I doubt it.
Maybe JFK was Italian.
Well, he was black.
He was black.
Well, they dyed him that color.
Yeah, so that people wouldn't know he was still alive.
Jesus.
This movie.
That's what he said. It wasn't what we said.
This movie is amazing. So, this movie is probably one of my favorite, like, kind of horror comedy movies. I love Bruce Campbell. I love the plot. The guy that wrote it, Joe Lansdale.
The guy that writes
Joe.
That drink is hitting you fast.
I know, right?
Did he go to the telephone number too?
He did go to the telephone number. So Joe Lansdale is like one of my favorite authors. He also wrote the stories that turned into the Showtime show Happen Leonard. He's written tons of movies.
Wasn't that supposed to come back?
Yeah, I think it's renewed for a third season,
Yep.
but it's on pause for filming.
For Corona.
Yeah, but he's written tons of books, tons of comics, tons of movies, all that stuff.
People on YouTube are gonna be like, "What the fuck? They're eating?"
Yeah.
Yes, we're eating.
Yes, we're eating.
The spaghetti is twice baked.
But then on top of it, it's directed by Don Coscarelli, who is like renowned for like his horror films and is like genuinely one of my favorite directors. Like, this movie hits all of the things I like. It's ridiculous. It's like dumb. It's got some gore to it. It's silly. Like,
It's boring.
it's not boring. Oh, you're so wrong.
So you remember how
It's
much
got
Gabe
Elvis talking
hated
about his dick.
the nun, warrior nun?
Mm-hmm.
That's me in this movie.
Wow, that's a lot of hate.
I was completely unentertained by
Wow,
this
I did tell him earlier. I said
It's
you know,
just-
I've seen it
it's
before.
not made.
I've seen
Was
it
not
before,
entertained.
but I said the same thing. I was like, I couldn't really get into it again.
No.
It is slow. It's very slow.
Too slow. Too slow for this guy over here.
I love
He
it.
didn't get into Warrior Elvis in time.
Yeah.
It took a while.
That's true.
Unless you count him fighting a weird fucking
Scarab
cockroach thing
It's
with
a
the.
scarab
Is that what
beetle.
it's called? Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know.
He calls it a cockroach, but yeah.
I know, everybody calls it a cockroach, but it's a scarab beetle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure scarabs don't have another unhinged mouth like an alien.
No,
I
I generally don't.
They're
also
evil mummy scarabs.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. The only scarabs I'm familiar with are from the Mummy,
Yeah. So you
and
should.
those will eat you.
Yeah. So
See,
that's
like,
I'm with
their
you.
extra
I'm with
mouth.
you. Yeah.
This movie to me is not. It's not like like make you laugh out loud all the time.
It sure as hell doesn't.
It's like a.
But I feel like there's like little subtle jokes in almost every line of the movie.
That
Yeah.
it did make me like like that was kind of funny
that's it.
because he's silly.
Basically, this movie
I need
is
to
a
get one of those.
fucking.
Maybe I'm broken inside.
This movie is basically a 90-minute dad joke. Like, that's what this movie is, and as a consequence, I really enjoy it.
So-
Like, I love this movie.
I'm sorry, Gabe.
Bubba Ho-Tep is a 2002 American comedy horror film written and co-produced and directed by Don Coscarelli. It stars Bruce Campbell as Elvis Presley, now a resident in a nursing home. The film also stars Ossie Davis as Jack, a black man who claims to be JFK, explaining that he
Who is
was
JFK.
explaining that he was patched up after the assassination, dyed black, and abandoned. Which says nothing about the fucking mummy that all of a sudden appears in the movie.
There's also a mummy they have to fight.
Yeah.
Like, but the movie's not. It's like barely about that. Like,
And the mummy gets defeated quite easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of
A
what I
little bit
like.
of gasoline in a minute.
That's kind of what I like about the movie. Is the movie's not really about the mummy. It's about the two guys
Oh, yeah.
becoming friends and it's like a buddy cop movie, but like the most bizarre buddy cop movie you could ever fucking imagine.
I just love the back and forth he has with himself in his head.
Oh my god!
Like, to me, that is comical. He's talking about how he's Elvis, but he got tired of being Elvis, so he sold the rights to Elvis, the top Elvis impersonator. They didn't know how to do anything else, so he became
the Elvis impersonator because he blew up his trailer on
That's
accident.
pretty gold.
It's got a 78%, but I can't get to Rotten Tomatoes' website, so I don't know if that's a critic or a reviewer.
I'm almost certain it's not critic.
No, this movie actually got really good critical reviews when it came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some reason Rotten Tomatoes is not working on my phone.
It is a slightly bit slower than I remember it. I mean, like,
Very.
I'm
I
not gonna
haven't
lie,
seen the movie since.
it definitely moves slower than I remember it moving, but at the time I was also watching tons and tons of like independent and like experimental films. I think Rotten Tomatoes is fucked because it's not coming up on mine either.
So 78% score
something.
on something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's critical, but we'll try and look it up later.
I'm on IMDb and it's got a 7 out of 10 for IMDb score and it's got a 57 Metascore, which is very mid-range.
Well, yeah, it's 57%. Like
It's probably
it's like the most mid range you can get without being 50%.
It's a little bit higher.
It's just
Then
slightly
half.
more than half the bottle.
No way.
So where does this land in Bruce Campbell lore to you?
Like, how do you mean? Like
Where as his movies?
as far as like ranking?
Yeah, where do
of
you
his
think it
movies?
lands? Yeah.
Kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
Probably-
So it earns that 57%.
It's got a 78 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Probably like so. I would
Throw
say
them up as I find them.
No, I know that, but I don't know if that's the critic score or the reviewer score. So holy shit, Rotten Tomatoes just came right up for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine finally came out.
All right,
It's 78 and 79.
Oh, so it's close.
Yeah.
All right. So it's got good reviews.
So this is like kind of in the middle. Like I think it's better than My Name Is Bruce, but it's not as good as.
Is that the one where he's at home and there's
And
like
he-
a random jungle or some shit?
No, it's where he plays him, and there's like a samurai or something that gets let out in his hometown, and this guy like asks him to help fight the monster. And he's like, "Bro, I play a monster."
Because he
killer."
thinks that's him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
He's like, "I'm not really a monster killer. Like I'm an actor."
You're a monster killer, Bruce. We know you are.
So this is pretty light. Like, there's nothing to it. He's a guy
He's
who didn't
Elvis.
want to be
Yeah, it's
Elvis,
really boring
but now
movie.
he's Elvis. Now he's trying to convince people that he's Elvis, and then he
Yes.
has to fight a mummy.
It's
All
almost,
I'm saying is you fucking picked Outlander, man.
It's-
So you don't
almost
get to
exactly-
be upset.
it's almost exactly like an episode of the new Unsolved Mysteries. It could have been 20 minutes.
I
long
will
and
say
way
that
more interesting.
I will say you've been bored at the last like 3 pop culture classics.
These
I think.
really slow fucking kicks.
What was the last one?
I can't handle them.
Enter the Dragon, the
Like-
Way of the Dragon,
Way of the
the
Dragon.
Way of the Dragon.
A little slow, but it's
It is awful.
there's some kung
Like,
fu in it.
Yeah.
Yes, some
Some.
twice I think.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say if it's a kung fu movie, it should have a fuckload more kung fu in
I
it.
just
Dragons
if something-
do a lot of hoarding and sleeping. They don't do as much burning as people think.
Like if
That's
something-
true.
For me, if something's going to be slow, it has to be like deathly interesting.
Oh, and then I think before that was the Viggo Mortensen movie too.
which
History
was
of Violence.
Yeah.
slightly interesting. Like I at least liked that movie.
History of Violence is amazing. You're an idiot.
No, it's another. It's what was it? 35 minutes before you actually get to a point.
Ooh, I think
No,
it's more
I think
like
there was
40
I think there was
something
only
like that.
30 minutes left
It's
in
like
the movie.
it's close to
Oh,
an
right.
hour. Like
I
it's
just remember
pretty.
you timed it and there
Yeah.
was 30 minutes or something. But like Tales from the Loop, really boring. But it was very interesting.
It was that was very slow.
Like that's what I need. If
But it
it's
was
going to be
interesting.
that slow, I need it to be interesting. I can't have it be slow and peppered with moments of comedy. That's not enough for me. I'm afraid it's just not.
It's enough for me.
Or if it's going to be slow,
It's enough for his girlfriend too.
If it's slow, it needs to be like terrible, like Double Dragon or fucking.
There was a lot of
Velocipaster.
comedy in Double Dragon.
It was so bad that you can at
It
least
was
laugh at the
awful,
film.
Not
but
on
it was
purpose.
so funny sometimes.
It wasn't on purpose.
So, God, I
Turn
think
that
we're
guy
just
into a
shitting
giant
on all of these
Looking
movies.
nutsack.
I'm not shitting on this one. I love this movie.
I
Like,
enjoyed
and I
this
still
movie.
enjoyed it.
I am understanding that I am on the other side of the table when it comes to Bruce Campbell.
But I think that's my problem. Is that Bruce Campbell's one of the people who I don't give a fuck what he's in or what he does. I
You're gonna
like
love
it.
it.
Yeah,
He can
it's
kind of
not-
do no
I-
wrong
yeah.
in my book. There's a few actors like that. Okay, so besides Bruce Campbell, who are some of your actors that everything they're in, you're like, fuck yeah, this is great.
Kevin Smith is
Yeah,
my
that might-
another one.
Yeah,
That's probably my first one.
that's one up there for me.
I don't put him that high.
My second one is probably, like, I don't think I've seen any.
Tom Cruise.
He almost flipped this fucking table, and it's fucking heavy as fuck too. So don't try it.
Man, fuck Tom Cruise. No, probably. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything that I don't like. Goddamn, William H. Macy. Like, everything he's in is good. I don't think I've ever seen a Jeff Bridges movie I don't like either.
For sure. Jeff Bridges is up there.
There's
for me.
few and far between for me that I don't like with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm a
That's
pretty
pretty
big
fair.
Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger
really like Arnold, too.
apologist.
For sure. Or
Sylvester Stallone is another one sometimes. He makes some shitty movies, but
not so much Mel Gibson, but whoever plays Murtaugh. What is his name? Something Glover?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Most
Donald
of his
Glover?
No, Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Donald Glover's the rapper.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
I mean, him too. Every movie I've seen him in has been awesome. I guess he technically fills that.
And ATL is amazing.
But no, I like a lot of Danny.
Danny.
Fuck whoever. One of the Glovers. You know,
The
both
one
of them.
that's too old for this shit.
Mel
Yeah.
Gibson is another one for me. He makes a lot of really good
You made
movies.
that Beaver movie, bruh.
What's the Beaver movie?
Where he fucking has a beaver puppet and he goes crazy.
Oh shit, I don't remember that one at all.
I do.
I don't know that.
It was really bad.
Paycheck was amazing.
I think it's called
A lot
Beaver.
of people liked fucking Passion of the Christ. I didn't
Gringo's
watch it,
really good.
but yeah.
So movies that Mel Gibson stars in, I tend to enjoy. Movies that Mel Gibson
Makes.
directs or makes, sometimes I'm like, it's alright.
Right.
Like I wasn't.
Apocalyptic.
I'm not a big fan of Apocalypto.
I thought
Me
it was visually
neither.
Very good.
It's another.
Visually,
Yeah.
it is pretty stunning,
That's
but
all
like,
it was a visual movie.
For me-
and that's why I don't like it. There's
For me-
nothing happening.
For me, it's what's going on right now. I'm struggling with. That was such what I thought was a fast-paced movie, and I'm having to read and try and pay attention to the top of the screen, and it was so hard for me.
Who's the? He's not an actor, so I guess he doesn't fill the actor side of that. But the guy that's directed, was it Black Rainbow and Mandy?
Oh, Panos Cosmatos?
Yeah, the Greek guy.
Yeah. I was just talking about that guy with somebody else. Like, so far, he's 2 for 2 on movies. Same with the person that made Hereditary
I was
and
just about to say
Midsommar.
that too. Yes.
2 for 2 on movies. Ty West, hands down. I haven't seen a Ty West movie I don't like.
There are series that is like that for me too. Indiana Jones is one of them. I don't
For
give a
sure.
fuck what anybody
Also,
says about
don't
the
care.
fifth one. Yeah, I don't care. Jurassic Park is another one that I'm just like, I don't care. I love dinosaurs.
Yeah, just keep
Eating
throwing-
people. I don't care.
There's only one that I don't like, and it's Jurassic Park 3.
It is
literally
the worst.
only
It is
one.
it is
Yeah.
the worst of the three, but it was good because we got Alan Grant back.
Planet of the Apes. There's not a single Planet of the
There's
Apes
another
movie
one.
I don't
Yeah.
like except for
Planet of the
the Tim Burton
Not a
one.
single good Planet of the Apes movie.
Those like fuck these apes.
You suck.
Oh, I
Planet of the Apes
love
is
the original
amazing.
three. There's like 5. I'm sorry.
There's
There-
like 5
yeah.
or 6.
They
Yeah.
hit
I
me-
could go with that, and I will say that the Tim Burton movie for me,
I enjoyed it.
Isn't terrible.
I
It's not
can't
good.
stand it.
I enjoyed
terrible.
it.
Mark can stay his ass on a planet. This.
I would say
So-
in general I like most Mark Wahlberg movies.
Me too,
There's
actually.
always something about them that is just retarded, and it's super hard for me to overlook. It's like at the end of them where he has to like fight the bad guy with fists as opposed to guns when guns make sense. That's a thing.
Buddy, they're man.
In
They're
Sh-
man.
In Shooter, when he's like steps back and takes a picture of the guy's license plate with his camera because he's a super top sniper who can't remember a license plate. It's just there's always some dumb thing, and I feel like he's the one in the background going like, that.
I liked Shooter.
Right.
It was good.
I did too until that one part where I'm like,
Shooter's the shit.
fucker, I can remember a license plate number.
When the mountains
I
and
do
it
nothing.
shoots that guy's hand off.
Oh.
That's such a great scene.
All I'm
Yeah, it
saying
didn't
is
say
I
it
don't
wasn't cool
even.
parts.
All I'm saying is I don't even remember my own license plate number. So.
No, but if you are trying to remember a license plate number, you tell me you can't look down and remember that for 30 seconds.
No.
No, not without saying it over and over again in my
Fucking no, I
brain.
can't. It happens all the time at work when I'm trying to do
I recall
addresses.
like 9-digit load numbers like days later. How do you not do that?
I feel like we've decided we don't like Bubba Ho-Tep.
I wouldn't say
We've
that.
skewed so far from the movie.
It's my fault this time.
All
I
right, so,
finally hated something on the show.
so let's go around the table. I give this movie definitely not going to take a shit in the bedpan, but I still will
I don't
look
wanna
up
shit in
that
the
lady's
bedpan
dress.
ever.
So that's like a 75%.
ACTIO.
I like it.
For me, this movie is a giant growth on the head of my penis,
That you beat off
So
to
it's
get
like
rid of.
every day.
and my ED.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's what this movie is for me.
Just dwarfing the size of his actual penis.
I already have a huge head.
That's a whole nother movie where
Yeah.
the sore opens its mouth and begins to attack.
I'm like 70,
It opens like
75%.
one of those weird vampires.
I thought I was
from
like
the second
90% before I watched it.
I think so. I think I did too. I
Because like
think
my memory was 90%.
and it was more like 75 when you watched it again.
Pretty much.
I think I'm at 51% because I think you should actually watch it.
I genuinely think that when this movie came out, it was very different from a lot of things that were happening. And
I
think,
remember liking it a lot.
and I think there's movies that have come out since then that nail this like particular genre a lot better. Like the first thing that jumps to mind is Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Like it's so funny and gross that it's like perfect. And this doesn't quite live up to like that anymore.
It's crazy because I don't even consider Shaun of the Dead satire, which is what
It
like
was
it was
meant to
kind of
be.
supposed to
Yeah.
be. It just seems like a really cool zombie movie to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
As hell. Same with Hot Fuzz. I love that movie.
Fucking Hot Fuzz is a shit.
Shit just got real. Yeah, boy.
All right, so
Well,
take us out.
be sure to find us at TOTLB.com. That's where all of our social media connections are. Not sure why I said that word that way. You can also find us on Patreon at patreon.com/TOTLB, where I'm doing short reviews of other things I watch. Look forward to a long string of Joe Bob Briggs movies, because I watched absolutely everything that we were supposed to watch for this episode yesterday and today, because all I did this week was watch Joe Bob Briggs, which is the shit. Anyways, you can also find us on YouTube at tinyurl.com/TOTLBtube, or you can just search for us on YouTube at Thinking Outside the Longbox. And finally, you can give us a call, 970-573-6148. I've heard tell in the long, long ago that there was a tribe of people shorter than most people, and they would come right up to your crotch level. And Michael Kirk loves that, but he's dead. Be sure to give us a call, 970-573-6148. Let us know anything you want to, what you like, what you don't like, what you've been watching, pretty much anything.
You know, I just had an idea.
Midget dicks, whatever.
I
Doesn't
didn't have
really
an
matter.
idea. I was just like, I wonder if you are a jihadist or whatever, you kill people, you get the 21 virgins. If you are a dwarf lover, are they dwarf virgins?
Probably.
I would just assume that the virgins are like 14-year-old nerds. Just
Yeah.
like,
Oh my God.
we're
talking
do
about
computer
we're talking about
programming.
bad people though, not
So,
like
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
get away from the pedophilia. and
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
something fun.
yeah.
No, I don't think they have sex. I think they just play Minecraft forever.
Oh,
And they go to the
wrong
mall.
a terrorist.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
in a dark universe where Mike actually dies, we need to release a supercut of all the
And send it to his widow?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
we're not-
Oh, yeah. Well, with that said, I've been Gabe.
So things went real dark. I'm Tim.
I'm doing.
I'm Juan.
Next time, bye.
See you, YouTube.
Huh?